the starting lineups have been introduced here tonight, and we are getting ready to go. A quick recap of the starting lineups for the Jefferson Jayhawks. Terrius Gaines, Javen Wesley Torrey, Tavion Jones, Quillen Dixon, and Myquan Garrett. And for the Boylan Titans, it's going to be Jack Zuba, Zach Cooper, Max Farson, Ronan Jansen, and Kevin Deemer. The Jefferson Jayhawks, they may be having the home court tonight, but they are the lower seed, so they'll be wearing the road black jerseys with the red numbers and the gold trim. They will control the opening tip, and Quillen Dixon will pick it up. Boylan in the home whites with the green numbers and the gold trim. And the Jefferson Jayhawks going from right to left as you watch on your screen. We are underway in this regional championship game at Jefferson High School. The ball stolen away by Jack Zuba. First turnover of the game committed by the Jefferson Jayhawks. It's something that they want to avoid tonight. They average about 14.5 turnovers per game. Deemer to Zuba on the far side. Zuba trying to cut inside, kicks it up. Farson, right wing three is no good. And it'll go out of bounds to the Jefferson Jayhawks.
Yeah, turnovers really, especially in the postseason, become even more important as every single offensive possession counts. Just basically double. You really just need to keep the ball in your hands and at least get a shot up every possession.
Here's Quillen Dixon, third in the Nick-10 in scoring this year on the drive with the fadeaway jump shot. Airballs it out. Deemer with the rebound for the Boylan Titans. Neither team has managed to find a way to score here in the first minute of the ball game in this regional championship game. Here's Kevin Deemer to Jansen. Swings it over to Farson on the far side. Now over to Zach Cooper, who draws the double team, and our first foul of the game is going to be committed by Terrius Gaines.
He's playing pretty much deny ball defense there on Cooper, just trying to get the ball away from him and kind of get him aggravated at the start of this game, which is a lot of team strategy when you have such a prolific scorer as Cooper.
Farson triggers the inbound to Cooper, who led the Nick-10 in scoring this year. Now Farson holds near the midcourt stripe. To Jansen, guarded by Myquan Garrett. Still no score here in the opening quarter. Zuba with the bounce pass down low to Cooper. He'll try to work it back out. Gets it out to Deemer right in front of the Jayhawks bench. Nice little spin move by Deemer. Driving to the basket. Puts it up too high off the glass. And the board's going to be pulled down by Myquan Garrett. Garrett trying to drive against Ronan Jansen. Loses the handle. Picks it back up. Tries to spin around Jansen. Puts it up too strong. And the weak side board pulled down by Deemer. Well, the shots are there. They're just not falling yet. Here's Zuba. Nice little hesitation before Quillen Dixon fouls him. He'll go to the line for 2 shots, will Jack Zuba.
Both of these teams playing really fast here to start off. Boylan had that one possession 2 possessions ago that was a little long, but most of these teams are really running and gunning here to start the game off.
And that is the kind of tempo that would favor the Jefferson Jayhawks. That's the tempo they used to beat Lutheran Wednesday night. Zuba's first foul shot is good, and we have a score. It's 1-0 Boylan. Zuba, a 6'1" junior guard for the Boylan Titans, has a chance to extend the Boylan lead to 2-0, and he does. Here's number 21, Tavion Jones, into the forecourt for the Jayhawks. Over to Quillen Dixon. Dixon gets fouled before the drive by Max Farson. Jayhawks will take this one out of bounds. Jones to inbound underneath the basket for Jefferson. Bounce pass into Garrett. Garrett drives inside the lane, puts it up, can't get it in, but he's fouled by Ronan Jansen.
Garrett has always, I watched a lot of him when he played in Martin Luther King Junior Tournament, and he really knows how to get to the basket. He really uses his body well.
Well, that's the big boy right there in Myquan Garrett, a 6'3" junior, but he's pretty built at the top. His first free throw is good, which gets the loud cheer from the Jefferson Jayhawk student section. Who's right behind the basket the Jefferson Jayhawks are shooting at here in the first half. Dario Newble comes into the game for the Jayhawks, replacing Javen Wesley Torrey as Myquan Garrett evens the score at 2. 5:57 to play in the first quarter. Inbounds goes to Zuba, back to Deemer. A bit of a press put on, and it works almost effectively by the Jefferson Jayhawks. And I believe that Diario Newell came up with the steal. And it is, in fact, Kevin Deemer who is going to commit the foul as he and Newell were fighting for the ball.
That's something Boylan's really going to have to try to break through, is this constant pressure that Jefferson puts on. They got a lot of fast guards that could throw at all of Boylan's offensive weapons. There's another quick turnover.
The inbounds goes to Sam Jones, who just checked in for the Jefferson Jayhawks. I think that Bruce substitution, bringing Diario Newell off the floor, he got a little excited after that foul call on Deemer, and Todd Brandon wants to make sure he keeps his emotions in check. Can't have people getting technical fouls as Quinlan Dixon will knock that one away. It remains Boylan basketball, and in an emotionally charged atmosphere like this, Nick, the emotion's running a little bit high.
Yeah, both of these teams have really come a long way from the start, and they just don't want it to end here, so a lot of these guys are giving it their all.
Cooper misses the fadeaway, and the rebound brought down by Tavion Jones. Jones in the front court for the Jayhawks as Myquan Garrett wide open in the corner, opts to pass it over to Quinlan Dixon, who gets it out to Garrett. Still 2-2, Myquan Garrett on the drive, gets that block, picked up though by Terrius Gaines, he can't finish, and Zuba comes down with a rebound for Boylan. Deemer will send it cross court to Farson, who gets it in the front court. Cooper picks it up, corner three-point try, got it. Zach Cooper with his first 3 points of the ball game makes the score 5-2 Titans. Now Terrius Gaines tries to go up with it, swatted by Kevin Deemer, picked up by Tavion Jones. Jones will hand it off to Gaines. Gaines will try to work it back out, but it can't before it's stolen away by Cooper.
He really wanted to go after Kevin after that block, I could tell. But it was caused a turnover.
Zuba to a cutting Zach Cooper. Cooper gets fouled and gets fouled again after the whistle. And some tenaciousness shown by the Jefferson Jayhawks in this one.
Yeah, Cooper's been taking contact like that and stuff like that ever since he stepped onto the varsity court here, since he was a sophomore. Everyone feels like he's got a target on his back because he's the leading scorer in the Nick 10. Everyone wants a piece of him.
Well, would you look who it is coming to the game for the Boylan Titans? Angelo Seminario back out on the floor. Didn't play in Tuesday night's game. Good to see him back out on the floor for Boylan.
It really helps alleviate some of the point guard duties from Max Farson, that he's been kind of had to take that role now.
No doubt that Seminario's minutes will be limited as he's coming back from injury, but it's good to see him back out on the floor. Here's Zach Cooper on the near side, gets it out to Anthony Foreman, who also just checked back into the game for the Boylan Titans. Farson with it at the foul line. Will work it back out towards the half-court stripe. 4:15 to go here in the first quarter. Titans hold a three-point advantage, 5-2. Farson bounce pass to Deemer on the left wing. Deemer trying to spin around Myquan Garrett. Garrett with the body contact and the foul, sending Kevin Deemer to the line. I think this is a good strategy by the Boylan Titans. Knowing how tenacious that the Jefferson Jayhawks are playing, just create as much contact as you possibly can and get some of the Jayhawks in foul trouble.
Yeah, also, not only do you get into foul trouble, but now the free throws are a chance to rest, and if you knock them down, they're basically 3 points as Kevin hits the first one.
He'll have another upcoming as Sam Jones will come back into the game, and that was a quick spell for Angelo Seminario. Jake Bergstrom comes in the game to replace him for Boylan. One more free throw for Kevin Deemer, misses it off the back iron. Tapped back by Anthony Foreman, but out of bounds. It will be Jayhawk ball. 4 point. Go ahead.
Nearly had that offensive rebound there, which would have been a great momentum swing there for the Boylan Titans.
It's a 4-point lead for the Boylan Titans. We played half of this first quarter. Sam Jones back to Tavion Jones to Myquan Garrett. Jayhawks looking to run a bit of a half-court offense here. Myquan Garrett out to Tavion Jones. Over to the corner to Sam Jones. Back to Tavion. Tavion as the Boylan Titans have employed a bit of his own. The Jefferson Jayhawks as James Dunner takes one off the glass. He can't get it. The Jefferson Jayhawks, when they struggled on Wednesday night against Lutheran had employed his own defense, and the Jefferson Jayhawks found it hard to break. And the Boylan Titans did scout the game well and using that to their advantage right now. Bergstrom has a hard time with it, picks it back up, now gets it to Deemer.
Yeah, Boylan's always, this year, been a lot better with a slow plotting. Kind of throughout the game, everything's slow. There's always on offensive possession. There's not really a lot of fast breaks. Boylan just seems to thrive in that environment. I mean, they have a lot of great players that are great in the half court, and they know that that's a strength and like to stick to it.
Davion Jones picks up the foul. That's the 5th team foul on the Jayhawks already in the game. Foul before the shot, so it's going to be Farson inbounding. Inbounds into traffic. The last comes off a player in a black jersey, so it will remain Boylan basketball.
I think plays like that is something Boylan needs to avoid. Kind of a really, really risky pass nearly led to a turnover. Luckily, they were able to get it back, but those kind of plays late in the game can really hurt you.
Here's Farson with a bounce pass to Foreman on the left, or on the right wing rather. Back out to Farson. Down low to Deemer. Deemer draws the double team, will kick it back out. Read there by Mike Powell, seeing his first action tonight. The 6'1" junior guard for the Jefferson Jayhawks. The Jayhawks definitely not giving up that tenacious defense they've been trying to play all night in spite of the foul trouble that may cause them. Here's Cooper with the layup, puts it up too strong. Foreman with the offensive board, gets that one swatted away. Powell tried to chase it down, but Farson catches up to it. A pass read there by the Jayhawks. Lead pass, James Dunner all alone with a layup. Dunner only had 11 points in the victory over the Lutheran Crusaders, but he has made an impact, and the Jefferson Jayhawks look to see him make an impact here tonight. That layup brings the Jefferson Jayhawks within 2. Quinlan Dixon almost gets the steal. Bergstrom has it, will get it over to Deemer. Now to Foreman, swings it over to Farson on the far side. To Cooper, fakes at the top of the key. Will drive inside against 3 or 4 Jefferson defenders. Can't get the layup to go, and it last comes off the Titans. After the initial feeling out process, we're starting to see this game open up a little bit late on here in this first quarter.
Jefferson's defense has really, really stepped it up in the past 2 minutes. Boylan just struggling to find any sort of offense, while Jefferson seems to be sort of picking them off, kind of just really making Boylan struggle for each offensive pass even.
Dunner receives the pass from Garrett. He drives inside the lane, puts it off, and gets the friendly shooter's roll for the Dudes for the Jayhawks. Talk about making impacts. He's got 4 of the Jayhawks' 6 points, and we've got a tie ball game. Zuba with a pass to Jansen. Will hand it back off to Zuba. Out to Cooper. Cooper on the near side for 3 off the back of the rim. Offensive board by Foreman. Foreman to Bergstrom. Bergstrom with a fake. Kick out. Foreman cannot get the shot off before the 3-second violation called on the Boylan Titans. And mental mistakes like that, something you don't want to see.
Yeah, Boylan they seem to be really struggling on offense, and once you get a shot like open, I mean, he missed the shot, but once you get something like that, you don't want an off-ball occurrence to like get in the way of anything going on. Once you get something good, you don't want to ruin it by a small mistake like that.
No, not at all. Here's Quinlan Dixon for 3, can't get it to go. Picked up by Foreman. Lead pass to Cooper. Cooper with the left-handed layup scores for the Boylan Titans. He's got 5 points now, and the Boylan Titans have 8. Myquan Garrett tries to answer back, and he does.
A great move to get to the basket there.
And we're tied again at 8. Less than a minute to play in the first quarter. Zach Cooper bumping off James Dunner to Bergstrom in front of the Jefferson bench. Bergstrom with the defense played by Sam Jones. Now to Foreman, down low to the 6'6" Ronan Jansen. And Jansen makes that one look easy as he pokes it off the glass for the 2 points for the Boylan Titans.
That's a you can't teach height moment right there from Ronan Jansen.
You can't teach that. Here's Myquan Garrett with 10 seconds to play in the first quarter in what's been a wildly entertaining first quarter. Garrett for 3 off the back of the rim. Mike Powell with it, puts it up, and it's blocked by Zach Cooper at the horn. Your score after 1, Boylan 10, Jefferson 8. It was an exciting first quarter. Let's see what the second quarter brings. We'll be back on Titan Vision. Back here at Jefferson High School for this IHSA Class 4A regional contest between the Jefferson Jayhawks and the Boylan Titans. Titans with a 10-8 lead after one quarter. I'm Brett Myhres. He's Nick Parnello, and they were throwing T-shirts out of the crowd in between quarters here, and I'm a little disappointed that neither you or I got one.
I think it may be the fact that I'm wearing a Boylan T-shirt or a sweatshirt.
See, and I'm wearing a purple shirt. You would think that we send one up to the broadcaster to be nice, but apparently that's not how that goes here. But it was a very, very entertaining first quarter. 5 of the 10 Boylan points in that first quarter scored by Zach Cooper. Myquan Garrett and James Dunner have all the scoring for the for the Jefferson Jayhawks rather, at 4 apiece. Boylan gets possession to start quarter number 2. Zuba having a hard time inbounding, finally gets it into the backcourt to Max Farson.
That's just basically that one possession sums up most of the first quarter. Boylan just struggling even to pass the ball.
Well, here's Jansen with the jumper off the glass and in. And again, it's one of those, you can't teach that. You know, he may have the size, but he's got the jumper, does Ronan Jansen. Quillen Dixon on the drive, a bit of contact with Zach Cooper, who tried to establish some position underneath the basket. No foul called, and at last comes off of Boylan, so it will be Jefferson ball. 12-8 Boylan lead. Myquan Garrett gets the inbound, forces his way inside, but puts up the shot short. Jansen with a rebound. Zuba gets the pass as he was streaking towards the basket.
There's a really nice find by Farson and a really good job by Zuba to slow it up after he fumbled it. He didn't want to force any sort of...
A whistle away from the ball, and this foul is going to go against Terrius Gaines of the Jayhawks. And for Terrius, that's his second. And quickly, Tavion Jones will come off the bench for the Jefferson Jayhawks.
A lot of smack talk going down over there. Terrius was giving Cooper an earful.
Here's Farson inbound. Gets it into a cutting Kevin Deemer, and Deemer does the rest as he scores for the Boylan Titans.
Jefferson doesn't really they seem to have an answer for Boylan's guards, but they don't have anything for Ronan or Deemer to throw at him. I mean, they're the two biggest guys on the court, and Jefferson doesn't seem to have a way to stop him.
Now here's Mike Powell for the Jayhawks. That was not something they faced the Jefferson Jayhawks on Wednesday night against Lutheran. Lutheran didn't have much in the way of size. Here's the baseline drive by Mike Powell. But he's called for the traveling violation by one of our officials here tonight. Our officiating crew, Mike Lehman, Brian Fuller, and Sonny Lott. 3 veterans in the area calling high school basketball games, donning the stripes and the whistles tonight.
That was a great job by Cooper. He didn't really need to block the shot. He just needed to cause some sort of hesitation, which led to the travel.
Now here's Farson getting into the forecourt for the Boylan Titans. Zuba to Deemer. Deemer down low to Cooper, who gets it to Jansen, who's cutting inside the lane. He picks up the shot short, and the rebound brought down by Jeremiah Jones. Jones, the 5'9" junior guard, running the point for Jefferson. Tavion Jones with it to Javen Wesley Torrey. Back to Quillen Dixon. Dixon stops, pops from three-point land, can't get it to go, and Jansen will come down with the rebound.
That's something that Dixon really has in his repertoire. He can pull up from anywhere on anyone, and odds are it's going in.
Well, that's how he won one of the games for Jefferson in the MLK tournament here. Here's Cooper trying a three-point try of his own. Comes off the back of the rim, and Myquan Garrett with the board. There's Garrett on the drive. Will they call the continuation on that one? No, the foul can be called before the shot.
That's something, again, that Garrett really can do. He can get to the basket, seemingly at will. They have him and Dixon seem to have a very good complementary game. Garrett goes into the paint, and while Dixon stays outside the three-point line, and they seem to really vary their offense that way.
Well, Ronan Jansen just picked up his second personal foul, so he just went to the bench. And Anthony Foreman will come into the game to replace him. So out on the floor for Boylan, Foreman, Zuba, Deemer, Farson, and Cooper. And Delano Newble will check into the game, replacing Jeremiah Jones. So it's Newble, Dunner, Tavion Jones, Quinlan Dixon and Myquan Garrett out there for Todd Brannon's Jefferson Jayhawks. Pass almost stolen away by Jack Zuba. It'll remain Jefferson basketball. 5:37 to play in the second quarter. Titans hold a 6-point advantage. Their largest lead of 14-8. It's been all Boylan here in the second quarter. They've outscored Jefferson 4-0, but we still got a long way to go in this one. And now we've got a 5-second violation. Excellent defense played by the Boylan Titans. And now we've got a timeout on the floor. A 30-second timeout called by the Jefferson Jayhawks, and a very well-placed timeout by Todd Brannon right there, because he can kind of see things kind of falling apart a little bit.
Yeah, that's such a... It wasn't... Farson wasn't even applying that much defensive pressure there to force that 5 seconds. It was just a mental lapse. And a lot of times coaches like to call that timeout just to brush that aside, make sure that that's not weighing on any of their players like that, so they can continue with the game and leave that in the past.
It's the first time out of the game called by either team, as the crowd so far enjoying this one. We haven't had much in the way of scoring, but it's been enough to where it's been pretty entertaining, and this is definitely the biggest crowd I've seen in this gym since it was remodeled a few years ago.
Yeah, this game probably won't end up being a high-scoring game, but just how tenacious both of these teams have been on both sides of the floor makes this a really enjoyable game to watch.
Well, the two teams have already played twice this season. One at the Algonquin-Jacobs Holiday Tournament, where Boylan won that one 61-52. There's a three-pointer drained by Max Farson. And in the other meeting, Boylan wasn't as close. At 64-43 as Quinlan Dixon goes up with the layup, and he's fouled on the way up. And that foul is going to go against Max Farson, who just hit the three-pointer. And for Farson, that is his second, team foul number 5. So you've got Farson and Jansen with 2 fouls apiece. Second trip to the free throw line tonight by the Jefferson Jayhawks. Quinlan Dixon hits the first. Dixon on the season is a 79% free throw shooter.
He's someone that if this game really gets down to the wire, you're going to want to get it to his hands with the game on the line.
To make it 17-10, and he does. He hits the second free throw. Here's Cooper trying to get around Tavion Jones. Now to Zuba. To Bergstrom. Back to Zuba. Zuba tries to drive baseline. Will have to work it back out. To Anthony Foreman. To Cooper. Cooper has a wide open look for 3. Rims out. Pulled down by Tavion Jones.
Cooper hasn't really found his niche there at the three-point line yet today.
Myquan Garrett can hit from distance, but he misses that one on the front of the rim. Gets the ball back, though. Drives in and is fouled by Anthony Foreman. Each team has 6 team fouls here in the game in this first half. So next foul by either team, we're going to be shooting free throws for the rest of the half. Myquan Garrett, who is perfect 2 for 2 already tonight from the line, goes back to the charity stripe. And I must have jinxed him there because he missed the first free throw.
Yeah, it's something that seems to always happen. As soon as you say someone's perfect from a spot, they seem to mess up or slip up.
And I knew that was going to happen too, and I did it anyway. Broadcaster jinx is real. Garrett makes up for it, though. Hits the second free throw to bring the Jayhawks within 6. But it's 17-11 now with 4:24 to play in the second quarter. Now a bit of a press pulled on, nicely broken there by Boylan. Anthony Foreman goes to the rack and he puts it up and in.
It's not something you really see too often with Anthony, is creating his own offense, but he's a very versatile player here for the Boylan Titans, and they really like what he brings on all places on the court.
A wide open look for 3 by Diario Newble is no good. Quinlan Dixon pulls down the rebound and he goes to the basket for the 2 points. He's up to 4 now, and the Jayhawks are within 6. James Dunner ties up with Max Farson for the jump ball, and the arrow favors the Jayhawks.
Yeah, it's going on a little bit of a run here, trying to break the lead down before the half.
Well, we've seen some intensity over the last couple of months by the Jefferson Jayhawks, and it's no different here tonight. They may be trailing on the scoreboard, but they get a run in them, and they're right in this thing. Here is Myquan Garrett forcing up a shot, and the offensive board pulled down by Tavion Jones. Sam Jones from distance, swish! Left him wide open, and he made the Titans pay. They're within 3, and now here's the steal by Tavion Jones. And Brett McAllister is going to call timeout as the Jefferson Jayhawks have come to within 1 point. It's 19-18 with 3:26 to play in the second quarter. You just said something about taking or getting a run there.
Yeah, they just seem to have a lot more intensity than Boylan at this moment. They really want this a little bit more, and I think that's what Brett McAllister is going to talk to his guys about, is you got to want this game. That turnover by Jack was just simply unforced. It was just a slight reach in, and you just need to make sure everything's got to be meticulous. Every pass, every dribble, every shot has got to be well thought out, especially in a championship game like this. You really can't take anything lackadaisical, and that's what Jefferson's doing, and that's what Boylan really hasn't been doing for these past few minutes.
The sleeping Jayhawk has woken up, and just that quick little run there, that 5-point run, brings them within a point. And so Brett McAllister calls the timeout to try to settle his boys down. Here's Cooper to Foreman. Back out to Deemer. Deemer draws the double team, gets it to Foreman. Foreman looks for 3, and he got it.
Good job right off the timeout there to stop the bleeding there for Boylan.
22-18. The Boylan Titans have increased their lead to 4. Here's Myquan Garrett from three-point land. He can't get it. And the ball will go out of bounds. Last coming off of Tavion Jones. And it will be Boylan basketball. 2:51 to play in the second quarter. IHSA Class 4A Regional Championship game at Jefferson High School. In a full house, Max Farson for 3, and he hits.
Boylan responded so well coming out of that timeout. 2 straight three-pointers. That's how you want to come out of a timeout.
And 2 3-pointers for Max Farson here in the game. A hand check foul going to be called against Jack Zuba. That's his first. Team foul number 7, so the Jefferson Jayhawks in the bonus for the rest of the half. Jack Zuba is going to go to the line. And so Sam Jones and Mike Powell come into the contest for the Jefferson Jayhawks. And actually, it's going to be Quillen Dixon going to the line. I had my sides confused there for a second. And Dixon hits the first to earn the bonus. It was Zuba who committed the foul to put the Jayhawks in the bonus. Here's the second free throw by Dixon. That's no good. The rebound chased down by Anthony Foreman. Here's Farson trying to get around Diario Newble, and he does so. Boylan fans wanted a foul. No call by our officiating crew here tonight, and there's going to be a foul called on Mike Powell. A little too much contact there by the 6'1" junior guard for the Jefferson Jayhawks.
That's the risk you take when you play such an aggressive defense. Every time you're right up against a player, a ref's going to have the ability to call that hand check, especially when you're on the perimeter. But it's really worked and caused a lot of turnovers, so I think the risk is way better or way less than the reward, right? Did I say that right?
I think you did. We'll just roll with it. Kevin Deemer now at the line. The Titans are at the bonus. Hits the first. Earns the bonus.
Boylan really has historically been a pretty good free throw shooting team. Don't really remember the last time we weren't a good free throw shooting team.
Wish we had the numbers for you, but Kevin Deemer hits both free throws to extend the Boylan advantage to 8. This was a 1-point game before the timeout. A 7-0 run by the Titans after the timeout has increased the Boylan lead to their biggest of the game. Here's Quillen Dixon. He's had a quiet night so far. Quick pass, no-look pass to Myquan Garrett, and Garrett does the rest.
That was not an easy finish either there for Garrett. He had to get around Cooper, who's pretty big, and he can sky up there for a few blocks, so it was not an easy play there for Garrett.
Well, I said Quillen Dixon was having a quiet night. He's actually the leading scorer for the Jayhawks with, second leading scorer for the Jayhawks with 6. It's Myquan Garrett, who has 7 tonight. Javen Wesley Torrey from the corner, in and out, no good. Pulled down by Kevin Deemer. Approaching a minute to play here in this first half. It's been a battle between these two teams and a lot closer than some people probably were expecting.
Yeah, especially with the last meetup in conference, that 20-point blowout. Not really expecting this close of a game. Deemer misses off the side of the glass.
And now we've got a jump ball, and the possession arrow favors Boylan. Well, the Jefferson Jayhawks, you've seen it and I've seen it when they played when they were playing during the MLK tournament. The Jefferson Jayhawks, they have those moments where they can be a very, very dangerous team. And I was talking to Alex Gary, who runs the Nick 10 sports history book and is also the scoreboard operator here at Jefferson tonight. And really, it really just depends on which Jefferson team shows up. This Jefferson team is hustling all over the place. There's Max Farson setting a nice little pick to allow Anthony Foreman to pass it to Zach Cooper, and Cooper with the finish. And now things are getting a little intense out there.
Yeah, it's about a technical foul there called.
Oh boy. And intense. That's one way to look at it, but you can't lose your head like that. I believe it's Terrius Gaines who got called for the technical foul. We'll wait for the official announcement, but like I said, you can't lose your head like that, especially with a regional championship on the line, because now this is free points for Zach Cooper and the Boylan Titans.
Yeah, it was a little controversial with there was a lot of bodies on the floor and a lot of people getting mixed up, but you always got to keep a level head as you just cost your team 2 points and another possession, so possibly more, just because of a little outburst that you had.
The biggest lead so far in the game for the Boylan Titans. They may have possession after the technical foul. Still really don't have any confirmation on who that was on. I think it was Terrius Gaines, but can't be quite sure. We'll definitely ask that question at halftime.
Double dribble there, called on Jack Zuber.
And a welcome reprieve there for the Jefferson Jayhawks after all the madness that was going on.
Yeah, it's just you didn't want that lead to swell up anymore, especially after such a emotional part of the game. That can really swing the game a lot. You get the motions, and then now you're down a lot, and then maybe you hang your head, and then the lead keeps building. It's good to just get that defensive stop.
26 seconds to play in the second quarter. Jefferson down by 10. Probably need a big bucket here towards the end of the half to maybe swing the momentum back their way a little bit. Here's Myquan Garrett on the drive. Put it up, counter in the foul! That big bucket we're talking about, Myquan Garrett just scored.
Yeah, that's, again, I've been saying it all game. He really knows how to get to the basket. He's going against the slightly smaller Anthony Foreman. He just kind of bullied him out of the way, forced him to call the foul, and finished it. Almost looked like he made it too easy.
And it looks like it was Anthony Foreman who got called for the foul. He says number 32 up there, but Matt Pearson has not played a single minute in this ballgame. Here's Myquan Garrett trying to convert three the hard way. Can't do it. Picked up by Deemer with 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Cooper just heaves it up. Nowhere close, and it goes to the portable stands behind the basket. But your score at halftime in this regional championship game, it's Boylan 31, Jefferson 23. We'll be back with more on Titan Vision. Well, we're starting to get the crowd back in here for the second half. And the Boylan Titans, they have an 8-point lead. The student sections are ready to go. And we got confirmation that technical foul wasn't actually on Terrius Gaines. It was a bench technical foul. I got a little confirmation from the scorers table at halftime. So it was a bench technical foul on Jefferson. They have the ball to start the second half. Wesley Torrey down low to Myquan Garrett. Garrett, who had that three-point play to end the three-point play opportunity to end the first half, loses the ball, and it will be Boylan basketball. Looks like starters are on the floor for both teams. And for the Boylan Titans, that's Jack Zuba, Zach Cooper, Max Farson, Ronan Jansen, and Kevin Deemer. And for the Jayhawks, Terrius Gaines, Javen Wesley Torrey, Tavion Jones, Quinlan Nixon, and Myquan Garrett. Here's Zach Cooper with a fadeaway jump shot. He can't get it. Jack Zuba with the rebound, but we've got a foul. And it looks like the foul is going to be called. Let's see here.
Foul is called on number 33 of the Jayhawks.
Myquan Garrett's going to pick up the foul. His second, team's first foul of the second half.
That's Jefferson really kind of bullied Boylan on the glass in general, which is kind of surprising considering the size differential.
That is a jump ball as Myquan Garrett rejects Zach Cooper.
Those are two big bodies meeting up in the air, man. You can hear it.
That is for sure. That is big boy basketball right there. Farson inbounds to Deemer. Deemer trying to get around Garrett. Puts it up short, gets his own rebound, puts it up again, and makes up for it with the layup for the Titans. First 2 points of the second half go to Boylan.
Deemer's always been really crafty, able to get up and get the layup above multiple defenders.
Javen Wesley Torrey answers back with a layup of his own to make it 33-25. And then I don't know what happened to defense there, but it lapsed just enough for the Jefferson Jayhawks for Jack Zuba to get the easy layup. Here's Myquan. Myquan Garrett, leading scorer for the Jayhawks with 9. Gets it to Tavion Jones. To Terrius Gaines, now to Myquan Garrett. Fakes the three, drives inside against Cooper. Puts it up too strong, and the rebound pulled down by Deemer. Not surprising that Kevin Deemer pulls down the board. He was second in the Nick 10 in rebounds as an offensive foul is going to be called on Jack Zuba. That's his second personal foul and the first team foul on the Titans here in the second half. Titans still up by 10, 35-25. And now the Jefferson Jayhawks look to answer back. 6:20 to play in the third quarter. Quinlan Dixon on the drive, and he's fouled by Ronan Jansen. And if that is on Jansen, that is his third personal foul.
It's a pretty big hit there to Boylan. He's been very useful simply because of his size in the paint. He's just a presence defensively and offensively. He grabs boards, and he just is able to finish really well inside. So if Jefferson can get him off the court, it'll be a pretty big hit to Boylan's overall game.
Anthony Foreman is going to come into the game for Ronan Jansen because that was, in fact, Jansen's third personal foul. Quinlan Dixon at the stripe. Make the first free throw, made the second free throw. James Dunner and Dario Newble come into the game for the Jefferson Jayhawks. Deficit is back to single digits. It is 35-27 Boylan. Max Farson bounce it to the corner to Jack Zuba. Zuba cross court to Deemer. Over to Farson in the corner. Farson having a hard time with Myquan Garrett, but gets it to Deemer. Back to Farson. Farsi to Zuba. Quick swing over to Cooper. Cooper on the drive will put it up and in.
Boylan finding a way to really get their offense rolling, as they were not able to do too much. I mean, they were able to get the offense going, but now they seem to find places to pick apart as Anthony Foreman gets a steal there. It's going to be picking apart the Jefferson's defense.
37-27. Still a lot of game left. We're only in the third quarter, but a big turnover by the Jefferson Jayhawks on that steal by Foreman. Here's Farson from distance off the front of the rim. Cannot get the roll. And we've got a loose ball foul going to be called on Anthony Foreman. For Foreman, that is his third. So the guy who came in to replace Roden Jansen after he had his third foul just got his third foul.
Yeah, Boylan's really going to have to push into their bench a little bit if they keep this trend going throughout the game, which is something that Boylan really hasn't ever had to do. They've stuck with the same basically 8 guys throughout this entire season.
Here's Quillen Dixon. Fadeaway jump shot at the free throw line, no good. Ball bouncing around, picked up by Foreman. Cross court to Deemer. Deemer will back it out to Cooper. Now to Farson. And we talked about Farson the other night, kind of running that point forward position for the Boylan Titans. He's doing that right now. There's the pass down low into traffic, trying to find Cooper, and a foul is going to be committed by the Jayhawks, and that's going to go against Tavion Jones. Now, the thing I've been noticing about the Jefferson Jayhawks is they sub, and they sub a lot.
Yeah, with how they run their defense, and basically their whole strategy is just a lot of running, and everyone's got to be giving 100% each possession. You really have to be able to go deep into your bench throughout every single game.
A couple of opportunities squandered there by the Boylan Titans as the Jefferson Jayhawks couldn't manage to grab a defensive rebound. They finally get one, and they have it in the front court. Gaines to Dunner. Dunner fakes the three, drives against Cooper, has to dive on the floor for the ball, and loses the ball in the baseline and turns it back over to Boylan.
Just kind of a dysfunctional drive there, basically from the start. He started stumbling and he just kept going, fell to the ground and knocked it away, causing the turnover.
And we've got a timeout on the floor. I believe Jefferson has called a 30-second timeout. Indeed, they have, with 4:16 to play in the third quarter. I mean, it's a 10-point lead for the Boylan Titans, but we still have a lot of game left to go, Nick.
Yeah, you know, never kind of team off really ever with any amount of time left. There's crazier things that happen than someone coming back from a 4-point or a 10-point deficit with a quarter and a half to go. But it doesn't really mean that it's gonna happen. I mean, both of these teams, it's got to be a big change in momentum, as Boylan has kind of kept this 10-point lead for a while now. Jefferson's really going to have to swing it around. They're going to have to get things going on offense. They're going to have to get things going on defense, really here to kickstart any sort of run that would switch this game around.
Now the winner of this one moves on to the Elgin Sectional, and they play in the semifinal on Tuesday, March 7th at 7 p.m. And they play either Elgin Larkin or Bartlett. And it's a team that Boylan has faced, 2 teams that Boylan has faced already this season, as a foul has been called against Terrius Gaines. That's his third foul and the third team foul. But still a lot of game in this one, so we won't look ahead quite yet. No score reported in that game at Elgin Larkin, but we do have a game. We do have a score from Hononegah as a foul is going to be called, and I believe it's Anthony Foreman getting called for the illegal pick. And for Foreman, that is his 4th, and that is a big, big deal for the Boylan Titans, because that forces Brett McAllister to bring Ronan Jansen, who has 3 fouls, back out on the floor.
Yeah, it's basically bad on all accounts. If Jansen gets another one, then you're going to have to sub him out, and then you're going to have to go deeper into your bench, which Boylan really hasn't really had to do. There's a big block there from Kevin Deemer, but they haven't had to do that, so a lot of these guys aren't wouldn't necessarily call them ready, but like just haven't had the experience in order to thrive in an environment like this.
And that's something that the Jefferson Jayhawks could definitely take advantage of. They're still within striking distance. It's 37-27 with 3:45 to play in the third quarter. Dixon kicks it out to the corner. Three-pointer by Sam Jones is good. Good look by Quillen Dixon to get it out to Sam Jones, who was wide open. And now the press being put on by the Jayhawks. And a 5-second violation turns the ball right back over to Jefferson. So the window of opportunity is now opening.
Yeah, this is the big momentum swing that we were talking about. Foreman gets his fourth foul, the three-pointer. Now they get a chance to cut this lead to within 4.
The inbounds to Myquan Garrett. Garrett on the drive. The shot nicely deflected by Jansen, and Jansen gets the deflection off of Myquan Garrett, and it will be Boylan basketball.
So really, really good hustle play there from Jansen to just basically hit it off of Garrett and then dodge it on the bounce back.
Well, we're starting to see, I mean, this game was intense before, but we're starting to see that picked up a little bit. We got a jump ball, and the arrow goes to the Jayhawks. What a turn of events. Everything is happening right now, Nick.
Yeah,
everything is happening.
It's all going Jefferson's way. Right now is the chance to really take the game by its horns and just come back in this game, really put the pressure on Boylan, make sure they can't make any mistakes or else you're going to be on them. So I think this possession is probably one of the turning points in this game.
Well, we'll see what the Jefferson Jayhawks can do with it here. 3:11 to play, and the Jefferson Jayhawks down by 7. Here's Mike Powell on the drive, puts it up, can't get the roll, and the weak side rebound brought down by Ronan Jansen.
Now Boylan's really got to get back to their offense. They really got to be slow, make good, solid passes, make sure you don't turn the ball over, make sure you get a solid shot. You don't want anything that's, basically you want a shot at the basket. You want 2 points, and you want 2 points now just to stop any sort of momentum.
Well, that's not going to help for the Jefferson Jayhawks as Myquan Garrett just picked up his 3rd foul. We have other score to reports in the local area for IHSA Class 4A Regionals. In the 4th quarter, Hononegah all over East, 45-32. I've seen that Hononegah team put up 101 points on Guilford, so they know how to score. We've got a bit of a discussion for the officials, and we got a foul that's going to be called on Dario Newble. That's his 2nd. Team foul number 5 here in the half on Jefferson. Farson inbound on the near side, gets it into Cooper. Cooper's got a count. Well, pass it off to Farson. And now Farson has a count as James Dunner is guarding him. And now we've got a tangle up underneath the basket, which draws the whistle from one of our officials, Brian Fuller. And
foul on Quillen Dixon.
For Quillen Dixon, that's his 2nd, team foul number 6. But the physicality in this game at points has been just crazy.
I wouldn't say, yeah, you guess you kind of expected it with a high-level game like this.
Absolutely you do. But, you know, some of the contact I've seen out there, it's like they're playing football out there.
Yeah, all these kids are giving it their all. They really want to win this game, and being physical helps you win that game.
Here's Ronan Jansen. Nope, we got a double foul. I don't think the basket's going to count. I'm not sure what's going on right now. I know for sure it's a double foul. That is the one call that I am for sure about.
I think it's a double tech.
I don't think that's a double tech. I believe it's just a double foul. It was announced as a double technical, yes. But I believe the call was just a double foul. Zach Cooper and Terrius Gaines pick up the fouls there. So for Cooper, it's his 1st, and for Gaines, his 4th.
It's good that Cooper has kept himself kind of just kept himself in check and not had any fouls, especially with Jansen and Foreman getting in foul trouble. It's good that he's in the game, at least for Boylan, to keep everything kind of structured and settled.
So it will be Boylan basketball. And the inbounds goes to Jansen, now to Deemer, and Deemer's going to bump off Diario Newble. And for Newble, that's his third foul, team foul number 7.
That one bump sent him flying into the corner. It may have been a little theatrics, but he still went sent flying.
Now this one is starting to live up to the hype. Hype is not the word I'd use, but it's living up to its billing as a regional championship game. And the intensity and the physical play is still there. Both teams almost literally fighting for a regional championship.
Yeah, every player's at each other's necks right now. They don't want to give up an inch on either side of the ball.
Boylan in the bonus for the rest of the game as the foul went against Newble. Now Delano Newble will come into the game, and Deemer will try to extend the Boylan lead to 39-30 with 2:34 to play in the third quarter. He can't get it to go, and James Dunner pulls down the rebound. Myquan Garrett to the corner to Sam Jones. Jones for 3, can't get it. Picks up his own rebound as it deflected towards him. And it comes off of Kevin Deemer. It will remain Jefferson basketball, and you can see the frustration with Deemer after he couldn't pick up the ball.
Yeah, a little lapse kind of on Boylan's defensive end to leave him wide open in the corner off the missed free throw.
Here's the kick to the corner. Delano Newble for 3, and he swishes it! Kind of a rainbow arcing shot by Diario Newble, but it still counts, and it brings Jefferson within 5, 38-33. Boylan breaks the press put on by the Jayhawks. 2 minutes to go in the third quarter, and the fourth quarter, if it's anything like the third quarter, should be outstanding. Here's Zach Cooper to Deemer. Deemer, who posts up and gets the ball stolen away. James Dunner picks it up for the Jayhawks. Tavion Jones with it. To Sam Jones, back to Tavion. Now to Myquan Garrett. With Ronan Jansen guarding him. Here's Sam Jones. To Tavion Jones, and Jones with the big three-pointer for the Jefferson Jayhawks, and it brings them within 2. They were bound by 12 points in this quarter.
Yeah, this is we saw the same run at the middle of the second quarter where they hit 2 threes. They had a few turnovers. Jefferson really knows how to get it going once they have momentum on their side, but Boylan's got to try to nip this in the bud here and make sure this doesn't continue.
Well, the Jefferson Jayhawks have definitely had those wide open looks for 3, and the Boylan Titans have paid dearly for it. 1:25 to play in the third quarter. Boylan Titans call the timeout. It's a full timeout, but we're going to keep it right here as the cheerleaders have taken center stage here at Jefferson High School. Pardon me. This may not be the matchup everybody was expecting, but it's the one we deserve.
Yeah, this is a really great game of basketball, no matter who you're cheering for, even if you're not cheering for anybody. This is just a great game to watch through and through. Both of these teams are playing as hard as they possibly can. Both of these teams really want this game, and you can really show by both of their plays by how both of these two teams are playing.
38-36, Boylan on top. They led by as many as 10 points in the game. The Jefferson Jayhawks, with timely three-point shooting, have cut the deficit to 2. And Tuba will inbound to Farson after the timeout. Here's Zach Cooper, fouled by Delano Newble. That'll send Zach Cooper to the free throw line as Boylan is in the bonus for the rest of the game.
I feel like this is where Boylan really has to step up, is at the free throw line. They're going to be in the bonus here for the rest of the game. So if we keep hitting these, it's going to be pretty difficult for Jefferson to come back.
Free throw is very, very important. That can't be emphasized enough in any game, whether it's a regional championship game or just a regular season game. Cooper misses the front end of the 1-and-1. Jefferson has it now with 1:11 to play in the third quarter. Delano Newble works it in between the circles, now gets it to Sam Jones on the near side. Jones bounce pass to Dixon, read nicely by Boylan. Now Quillen Dixon's going to be called for the foul. He can't believe he got called for the foul, but that was enough contact there to earn the whistle. For Quillen, that's his third. Team foul number 9. Zach Cooper back at the foul line, and this time he's shooting 2. 10th team foul on Jefferson here in the half. Makes the first. Making it 39-36.
Yeah, they really got to put the pressure on now. This is where Boylan's got to just get ahead as much as they can and then just brace for Jefferson's next run.
He led the Nick-10 in scoring this season, and he makes the second of 2 free throws to give Boylan a little breathing room at 40-36. But we'll see what the Jefferson Jayhawks can come up with on this possession. 48 seconds to go in the third. Delano Newble on the drive, kicks it out, looks for Tavion Jones for 3, and he got it again! Oh my! Tavion Jones with a hot hand here in the third quarter brings the Jayhawks within 1. Cooper to Deemer, almost picked up by Quillen Dixon! He maintained possession enough to get the timeout granted. Wow, what a heads-up play by Quillen Dixon.
Just a great overall play here on both sides of the floor for Jefferson. They were able to drive in and then kick it out for the wide-open three-pointer, and then on defense, really taking advantage of a small lapse in judgment there from Boylan off of that bad pass. And then to dive on the floor, to sacrifice your body in order to regain possession, that's what you want to see from any team at this high level.
Quillen Dixon, third in the Nick-10 in scoring. Obviously the leader of the Jefferson Jayhawks, and he showed it right there. Getting that timeout granted. And the temperature of this game has changed dramatically in just the last couple of minutes. Like, the Jefferson Jayhawks have come alive. And I don't see them losing that momentum anytime soon. I think we're in for a fight in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and if it happens to go into extra time or whatever, this really favors Jefferson as they go deep into their bench. So they're going to have guys who are going to be well rested to come in and really become a spark. While Boylan, they again are really top heavy with only playing about 8 guys. And a few of them are in foul trouble, so Boylan really wants to get this over in regulation. They don't want it to be elongated any more than it has to be.
Here's Quillen Dixon, 15 seconds to play in the third quarter. Jefferson looking for the last shot of the quarter. Here's Myquan Garrett with it in between the circles. Garrett on the drive, creates a little space between him and Jansen, goes to the rack, and he's going to be called for the offensive foul.
Nice job there by Ronan to kind of lead him in to Kevin Deemer. Good job for Kevin to really stay planted, make sure he doesn't go for that block. I mean, final seconds, a lot of times the emotions run over and you feel like you want to get that highlight play and get the block, but Kevin really knew that he had to just stay planted and draw the charge.
Myquan Garrett just picked up his 4th personal foul. Not a good sign for the Jefferson Jayhawks. Boylan possession, 3.4 seconds to play. And now we've got a whistle before the inbound, and a little court maintenance by our referee here. Saw something he didn't like, thought it was a little bit dangerous, and now we're ready to resume play with 3.4 seconds to go. The inbounds pass deflected away by Tavion Jones. Only 0.3 of a second ran off the clock. Zuba inbounds, picked up by Newble. Delano Newble at the horn off the top of the glass, and no. We have played 3 quarters here at Jefferson High School. The 4th one should be a dandy. We'll be back after this on Titan Vision. Brett Myhres, Nick Parnello back with you here at Jefferson High School. We played 3 quarters. The Boylan Titans were up by as much as 10 in that third quarter, but the Jefferson Jayhawks have fought back to come within 1. Your score 40-39 as we get ready for the final quarter of regulation. And I say regulation because the way this game has been going, overtime is a definite possibility.
Yeah, it's not really anything far-fetched for this game to go into extra time. Both of these teams have been fighting hard, and if Jefferson makes a run at the right time, I think they can really force that extra time or maybe even win it in regulation.
Well, Jack Zuba gets the first 2 points of the quarter. Quillen Dixon tries to answer back. It's tipped away, kept in by Javen Wesley Torrey.
Someone get on. Oh.
James Dunner for 3, and he drains it! He doesn't score often, but when he does, he makes it count, and we've got a tie ball game, 42-42. Here's Zuba on the drive, left-handed layup, good.
Nice answer there from Boylan. A good job for Jack to really notice the open lane and drive in.
Tavion Jones off the glass, no good. Anthony Foreman with the rebound, and we got a tie-up. Jefferson basketball on the alternating possession. Well, I don't know if I could sit down for this quarter, Nick. I might have to get up and enjoy this one. I know the student sections are up on their feet, and try to get a better view of this action right here because it's been a game, a good game, a really good game.
Yeah, there's no complaints here if you're a fan.
Tavion Jones, baseline drive, kick out to Terrius Gaines to the corner to Javen Wesley Torrey. Now to Tavion Jones. A minute gone by here in this fourth quarter, 44-42 Titans. Quillen Dixon on the drive, and we've got a foul before the shot. Only the 16th foul on Boylan here in the half, and that one is going to go on Farson, his third. Quillen Dixon to trigger the inbound on the baseline for the Jayhawks. Gets it into Terrius Gaines. Out to James Dunner. Now to Tavion Jones. 2-point Boylan advantage. Quillen Dixon can tie it up here, and he does, just inside the 3-point line. A big bucket from a big score for the Jefferson Jayhawks. Tie game again, 44-44.
That's definitely not an easy shot, as he had to step back to get it over the bigger Farson.
Here's Zach Cooper for the Boylan Titans. Cooper draws the double team, gets it out to Foreman. Foreman gets called for the offensive foul, and he's fouled out of tonight's ball game on that call. For Anthony Foreman on the night, he finishes with 5 points, and that's one player. Well, he seems very visibly frustrated with that call.
Yeah, it's not really something that you want to get fouled out of the game on, that sort of call.
So Foreman will take a seat on the bench permanently for the rest of the night. And Sam Jones will come back into the game for the Jefferson Jayhawks. So Ronan Jansen out there, he has got 3 fouls. But the bench just got a little shorter for Brett McAllister and the Boylan Titans. Here's Quillen Dixon for the Jayhawks. Dixon with the jump shot off the glass. Cooper with the rebound.
The only person on the bench who has played minutes here in this game is the sophomore.
As there's a foul underneath the basket. I believe that one's going to go against Quillen Dixon. Actually, no, James Dunner. Dunner, it's his first. Titans in the double bonus, so Ronan Jansen at the line to shoot 2 free throws.
Boylan's really got to take advantage of these. I've been saying it all night, but it's hard not to overstress something that's this important.
Can't emphasize that one enough. Ronan Jansen hits the first to give the Boylan Titans the lead, 45-44. Delano Newble comes back into the game for Jefferson, replacing Javen Wesley Torrey. to put the Titans up by 2. Here's the second free throw by Jansen. It's short. Picked up by Tavion Jones. Jefferson looks to take the lead, and I believe it would be their first lead of the ball game if they convert here on this offensive possession. Sam Jones will hand it off to Delano Newble. Newble out to Tavion Jones. Jones steps back, gets it over to Sam Jones. Now to Dunner. Only one starter on the floor right now. Actually, 2 starters for the Jefferson Jayhawks. Here's one of them. Quillen Dixon for 3. In and out, picked up by Zach Cooper. Cooper will wait for the pack of Jayhawks to fade back. But we've got a timeout called by Brett McAllister and the Boylan Titans as the Titans had a hard time getting out of the backcourt.
Yeah, Boylan really needed that defensive stop there. They need to build this lead up they need to get some sort of distance between them and Jefferson. As we've seen here throughout this entire game, that they really know how to get on runs, and they know how to get on runs real fast, especially if they start hitting from downtown like what they were earlier. That's going to be something that's really difficult for Boylan to stop and come back from it if they get some sort of lead.
And we've seen this before. This Jefferson Jayhawks team, they've been kind of hot and cold. They have an 18-13 record coming into tonight's game. We've seen games where the Jefferson Jayhawks have been really good, and we've seen some games where the Jayhawks have not been so good. Yeah. Tonight's one of those really good games against a very quality Boylan Titans opponent. After the 30-second timeout called by Boylan, it's Zuba to inbounds.
Yeah, they weren't able to put a lot of it together starting at the beginning of the year, but towards the end, they were just starting to put more of those really good plays together, starting to sync them up, starting to get a lot of momentum, and that's the reason why you see them playing so well in this game.
Here's Cooper. Cooper jump stops, fade away, got it. A big bucket for the Boylan Titans there by their leading scorer, Zach Cooper, extends the Titans lead 47-44. Now we'll see what the Jayhawks can do on this possession. Delano Newble to James Dunner. Dunner, bounce pass. Quillen Dixon to the rack. Countered in the foul! A bit of hesitation as the ball was hanging up on the rim. The foul is going to be called against Kevin Deemer. And for Kevin Deemer, that is his second. Team foul number 8. And Quillen Dixon is going to go to the foul line to try and complete the 3-point play. And if he makes this free throw, this ball game will be tied again. He hits it.
It's the second tie of the game, right?
Second tie of the game. Jefferson has not, to my knowledge, Jefferson has not had a lead in this game yet.
No, they have not. They tied it at 42 and now back at 47.
So it's 3 ties here in this ball game since we've started. 4.5 to play. A press put on and a steal by Delano Newble. Newble to get the Jayhawks the lead, and he does! Big defensive pressure by the Jefferson Jayhawks have given them a 49-47 lead, and this crowded Chalmer Hart Gymnasium is feeling it now. And we've got another timeout called. Whoa, baby, what is going on here? I don't know, but I hope you guys are enjoying it.
Jefferson really coming out here with a lot of energy, and Boylan hasn't been able to match it at all. They just seem to have more pressure, more enthusiasm throughout this end of the game here. Boylan hasn't had an answer for it.
Well, you know how we talk about how sometimes you can throw all the records out the window? It doesn't matter how you start a game. It only matters how you finish the game, and right now the Jefferson Jayhawks are looking to finish this game on top of Boylan and the Titan student section. I'm looking at them across the court. They look absolutely shell-shocked right now by the turn of events.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you come into this game holding a record of 2-0 against a team, one of them being a blowout win. This is not the kind of game you expected, but Jefferson coming out and showing that they deserve to be here and that they may actually come on top of the Boylan Titans.
In a packed house at Chalmer Hart Gymnasium are all thinking to themselves, it was worth the $5 of admission that they paid to get in tonight.
Well worth it.
And you can see a pretty even split between Jefferson fans and Boylan fans here tonight. There there are some people here who don't represent either school who are just enjoying a good basketball game, and they've been treated to a very good one. Here's Ronan Jansen fighting on the double team. Deemer with a jumper from the free throw line, no good. Offensive rebound, put up by Max Farson. You can count it, and he's fouled.
Both of these, Boylan, that's a great response coming off of the timeout. Deemer does miss it, but Farson with that effort, he's able to regain it and able to put it back up quickly, draw the contact, and make the basket, and able to give Boylan back the lead here.
And that foul is the 5th personal foul on De'Ario Newell. He is done for the night. And Max Farson, 1 free throw to put the Titans back on top. We're tied at 49 with exactly 4 minutes to play in the quarter. And Farson gives the Boylan Titans the lead back at 50-49. We'll see if the Jayhawks can answer back here. Quillen Dixon driving against Farson, puts it up off the glass, and he's fouled. 2 shots upcoming for Quillen Dixon. And Farson is going to pick up his 4th personal foul, team foul number 9. Dixon in the act of shooting, so he'll be at the foul line to shoot a couple of free throws.
Yes, that's 4 on Farson. That makes it even worse for Boylan here coming in. As it's a 1-point game, looking at extra time. Boylan really doesn't have much of a bench to go to, as we've been saying.
Quillen Dixon hits the first of 2 free throws to tie us back up at 50.
Everything seems to be going sort of downhill for Boylan. Everything's looking good for Jefferson. Boylan just hoping to hold on to something here and pull out this victory.
There's the second foul shot by Quillen Dixon, and he connects to give the Jayhawks a 51-50 advantage. Max Farson quickly gets into the front court. Farson cross court to Jansen, kicks it back out. Almost an over and back violation, but Cooper saves it just in time. Here's Jansen, bounce pass to Cooper. Cooper trying to spin around his defender, a feed down low. We've got a foul before the shot attempt. And that's going to go on James Dunner.
That was a pretty crazy pass to get into the Demon. Did you see that? You like side, no look, bounce pass that got through 2 defenders?
By any means necessary, Nick. Tie ball game as Zach Cooper hits the first free throw. .332 to play in the 4th quarter. 51-51. And with this free throw, if Cooper connects, the Titans will regain the lead. 52-51. 3.5 to go in the 4th quarter here at Chalmer Hart Gymnasium. The Boylan Titans student section in full voice right now as the Jefferson Jayhawks have the ball. Myquan Garrett on the drive, puts it up, can't get it to go, and it's tipped back, and the rebound pulled down by Boylan. Almost rolled in that layup by Myquan Garrett, but no luck this time. And now here's Deemer on the drive, and he puts it up off the glass, and he gets it in. And the roar from the Boylan student section can be heard clear to New Milford. 54-51.
It was a great give and go there from the 2 big men from Boylan. Nice. That's just 2 people who have been playing together for 4 years, just knowing what each other's going to do.
Here's James Dunner to Tavion Jones. Jones hands it back to Dunner, who fakes the 3. Back to Tavion Jones, puts it up, draws the contact and the foul. And I believe that's going to go on Ronan Jansen. That is his 4th personal foul. Both teams are now in the double bonus, so we may be seeing a lot of free throws for the rest of this game.
This is going to be a long 2 minutes and 35 seconds.
First free throw drops in by Tavion Jones. Free throws have become very, very important.
Yeah, both teams, it's probably going to be pretty much decided who hits more free throws now at the end of the game.
54-52, Boylan on top. Tavion Jones has a chance to bring the Titans within 1 if he makes the second free throw, and he does. Here's Zuba, throws it away! Quillen Dixon does a smart thing, gets far, far away from the ball as the Titans turn it over. And because nobody touched it on the way out, the inbound is going to be underneath the basket.
Those are those costly turnovers here at the end of the game that we were talking about. You really can't have those one-point game, a chance to extend that a little bit here for Boylan, and they throw it away, and now there's a chance for the Jayhawks to come on top.
They're down by 1 with 2.5 to play in the fourth quarter. Myquan Garrett, baseline drive, draws the double team, gives it to Dunner, no look pass, and it's turned over to Boylan.
Not necessary.
Myquan Garrett wasn't ready for the no look pass by James Dunner, and you're right, it wasn't necessary. Just score the basket, but almost a turnover, and now we've got a whistle and a foul, and I believe it's going to go against the Jefferson Jayhawks here. Delano Newble is going to pick up the foul as he was diving on the floor, dived on top of Zach Cooper to try to get the ball. As Cooper used that big frame of his to shield the ball. That was some smart work there by Cooper.
Yeah, he did. He slipped up a little bit. Really not something he could control. Just sometimes you slip, but he made a really good effort to come back here as he hits the free throw. That's what you expect from your star player. I mean, everyone's going to make mistakes, but it's how you come back after that mistake that really defines who you are and who you are as a player, and that just shows how determined Cooper is as the star of this team.
55-53. Cooper's second free throw is good to make it 56-53. But we know that it's far from over here. Jefferson with the ball, down by 3. Quillen Dixon on the drive, counted and the foul! Oh my goodness! I don't know how that shot went in, but it did.
Yeah, Zuba seemed to have almost a whole hand on the ball across the body, but he just forced it up.
Oh, baby, wow!
I think that's a third and one from Dixon tonight.
It is.
We just talked about determination on the Boylan Titans, and that's determination there. To drive in against a bigger defender, take a lot of contact, fall back, yet still even able to put the shot up, let alone make it.
Quillen Dixon can tie it, and he does. 2 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Tie ball game, 56-56. Deemer to Cooper. Boylan having a hard time getting out of the backcourt again. And timeout called by Boylan. Almost a similar situation to what we saw earlier in the quarter.
Yeah, it's really, really not something you want, is to turn the ball over, especially right after a team tied the game. That's a big momentum swing, and we've seen those happen for Jefferson, to where if they get even the tiniest bit of momentum going their way, they're able to just really, really capitalize. Most of the time we've seen them just rain it down from 3, but Boylan can't have that.
Now, according to my calculations, my math, that is the final timeout for Boylan in the game. And they could probably have used a couple of those with 1:52 to play in the fourth quarter. So, according to my book, that is the last timeout for Boylan with 1:52. Tie ball game, 56-56. IHSA Class 4A Regional Championship game. Boylan and Jefferson. Brett Myhres, Nick Parnello with you. And if this is not the epitome, the definition of March Madness, I don't know what is.
Yeah, if you look at this game, everything's been great. There's been big swings. There have been great plays from both ends. There's just been a lot of tough grit. These two teams are going at each other as hard as they can. I don't know how you couldn't love this game.
March Madness, the best time of the year. Don't argue with me on that. Don't at me on Twitter. You're not going to win that argument. 56-56 with 1:52 to go. And Jack Zuba to inbound the ball right between the scores table and the Jefferson bench. Instruction for the bench for James Dunner to put his arms up. Kevin Deemer gets the inbounds. Now to Zach Cooper. A bit of a press put on again by the Jefferson Jayhawks. This time, James Dunner will commit the foul and send Zach Cooper back to the foul line.
That's not the guy you want to send to the line.
No, not at all. Dunner's third personal foul. 19 points so far for Zach Cooper in the game.
It's a pretty average score there for Cooper.
He had 26 on Tuesday night in the regional semifinal. He's got 20 now as he makes the first free throw. 57-56, Boylan advantage, and Cooper has the chance to put the Titans up by 2 if he makes the second free throw, and he does. He's only missed one of those all night, has Zach Cooper. Here is Quillen Dixon into the front court for Jefferson.
They got the switch they wanted.
Dixon for 3 off the back of the rim. Dunner with the board, puts it back up. Can't get it to go, but he's fouled.
That's the switch they were going for. They wanted the bigger Jansen on Dixon so he could get that, so he could use his quickness to get a separation and get the shot up. He missed it, but good hustle there on to get the offensive rebound and draw the foul.
Zach Cooper picks up the foul, his second. James Dunner at the foul line to shoot a pair. First free throw, a little too strong, rims in and out. Can we just emphasize free throw shooting again, Nick?
I mean,
it's important.
Very important here. Now, at least it's a 1-point game. Boylan has a chance to make it a 2-point or 2-possession game.
James Dunner hits the second foul shot to bring Jefferson within 1, 58-57. Press put on again by the Jefferson Jayhawks. Zuba, bounce pass to Cooper. Back to Zuba, who gets in the front court. Now to Deemer, 1:15 to play. Here's Cooper with it. Cooper to Jordan Jansen, to Deemer in between the circles. Now to Cooper on the left wing. Cooper tries to fade away, tries to draw contact, can't get it. Rebound pulled down by Farson. Here's Cooper on the drive. Offensive foul! Called on Zach Cooper, and that's his third.
I'm starting to have a sort of lost for words of what even to say with this game. So much is going on.
Woo.
So little time. It's getting crazy.
It's been crazy. Madness, I'm telling you. Madness in March. In the very first cases of March Madness were diagnosed in IHSA schools in the 1900s. That's the truth. And even in 2017, we have the madness. We've got 1 minute left to play, and the Jefferson Jayhawks with the ball. Here's Quillen Dixon. The noise is almost deafening at Chalmer Hart. Dixon kicks it out, almost loses it, but Newble picks it up. Delano Newble almost loses it, picks it back up. And a timeout called by Jefferson with exactly 26 seconds to play in the fourth quarter.
You think they're going to keep it for the last shot?
That is my guess. My guess is they are going to try to keep it for the last shot. Because you really don't want to send Boylan to the foul line. They have only missed three foul shots the whole entire game. You don't want to put Boylan at the line to win it that way. You want to have the opportunity to win this game. And if you put up the shot, if not a buzzer beater, you don't give Boylan a whole lot of time to do anything with it. Remember, Boylan has no timeouts, so they can't stop the clock if the Jefferson Jayhawks score.
These are big decisions. Like if you, sorry, continue. You were going to say something. Sorry.
Well, what I was going to say is basically the momentum is on the side of the Jefferson Jayhawks right now. They have all the control. They have all the momentum. Basically, their own fate is in their hands.
Yeah, these are pretty big decisions because if you wait till the clock is totally done and put up a shot, if you make it, you win. But if you miss it, you lose. And then maybe I think getting Dixon driving in and getting him to the line, I think is the safest, not really the best, but the safest route, I believe.
Well, Quillen Dixon is no stranger to game-winning shots in this gym. He had a couple of those during the Jefferson MLK Classic.
He just pointed at his wrist and said it's time.
Tavion Jones inbounds to Naquan Garrett. 22 seconds to play. 1 point lead for Boylan. The clock ticks down. Garrett still has the ball. 15 seconds, 14 seconds. Jefferson's got to move here pretty quick. 9 seconds. Quillen Dixon, the man himself, into the lane. Up! Out!
Pushed back! 2 seconds.
2 seconds, 1 second.
He's got to throw it up.
We've got a timeout called by Jefferson with 0.4 of a second to go. This one not over. I'm kind of curious as if they put a little more time out on the clock.
I don't think they can.
No.
He didn't have possession of it.
They're going to talk about it at center court right there.
I don't know if he had possession about it before. I mean, I don't.
And Dunner just kind of threw up a prayer when he went to the basket. They're talking about it right now. We may see some time put back on the clock.
Jefferson does only need 0.3 seconds left to even put up a shot. That's the minimum amount of time you can have. I think they might put it back at 1. But the difference between
it's being adjusted right now. 0.7. 0.7. That still doesn't give Jefferson a whole lot of time, especially if they're going to inbound the ball.
Yeah, they got to inbound it all the way down.
All the way down by the Boylan bench, I believe.
It's got to be. It's a prayer. And that's, again, the problem with waiting. If you miss that shot, you put yourself in a really, really difficult place here. Down 1. I don't want to be preemptive, but I'm pretty sure this is going to go down as a pretty classic game here for Boylan, or for both of these teams.
Oh, yeah.
No matter what the outcome is, this is a hard-fought game. You're coming out of this game, either team with your head held high, that you gave it your all. I mean, these guys are out here hustling as hard as I can. I don't think I've seen two teams really go at each other in a high school setting this much.
94 feet to decide this one. James Dunner to inbound. As we try to move the student section back, we've got Myquan Garrett posted underneath the basket, Kevin Deemer guarding him. Here's Dunner. That's tipped away by Ronan Jansen, and the Boylan Titans escape Chalmers Hart Gymnasium 58-57 and win the 2017 IHSA Regional Championship game. But what a hard-fought battle between the Jayhawks and the Titans here tonight. I don't know if I'm going to be able to catch my breath after that one.
Yeah, this was just, I got to say, this is really what makes broadcasting and watching games like this so fun, is when teams give you this much to talk about. Like, they give us so much to talk about that at some points I was at a loss for words and I didn't know what to say.
Oh, the irony of that.
Yes.
That is for sure. Nick, let's take a break. We'll be back after this on Titan Vision.